Imagine a world without the internet. No emails, no social media, not even a cat video to lighten your day. Hard, isn't it? Today, the internet is as essential as air to many of us. But how did this vast, interconnected web come to be? The story of the internet's birth is a tale of innovation, perseverance, and a bit of serendipity. In the early days, computers were massive machines. They were often housed in universities and government labs, locked away like treasures. Communication between these behemoths was non-existent. Each was an island, isolated and alone. The need to connect, share and collaborate led to the birth of the internet. The journey from isolated computers to an interconnected network was not a straight path. Visionaries, engineers, and even a few rebels played pivotal roles. They broke barriers, defied norms, and in the process changed the world forever. So, buckle up. We're about to embark on a journey through time. The story of the internet begins with ARPANET. In the 1960s, the Cold War gripped the world. The US needed a way to communicate if parts of its network were destroyed. Enter ARPA, the Advanced Research Projects Agency. The first node of ARPANET was installed at UCLA in 1969. This was a historical moment. For the first time, two computers could talk over a long distance. The first message sent was simply, "Hello." The system crashed after the first two letters. One of the key technologies that made the internet possible was packet switching. Before packet switching, networks used circuit switching, like old telephone lines, which required a dedicated line for communication. This was neither efficient nor robust. Enter Paul Baran and Donald Davies, two geniuses who independently came up with the idea of packet switching. Paul Baran, working at Rand Corporation, envisioned a system where data could be broken into small packets. These packets would travel independently across the network and reassemble at the destination. Donald Davies, a British computer scientist, had a similar idea around the same time. Great minds think alike indeed. The beauty of packet switching was its efficiency and resilience. It allowed multiple communications to share the same network paths. If one path was down, packets could be rerouted, ensuring the message still got through. This was revolutionary, and it laid the foundation for modern networking. Packet switching became the backbone of the internet. Behind every great invention are great minds. The internet is no exception. Leonard Kleinrock, Paul Baran, and Lawrence Roberts were key figures in its early development. Each brought unique insights and skills. Kleinrock's queuing theory was essential for ARPANET. Baran conceptualized packet switching. Roberts transformed ARPANET from concept to reality. Their combined efforts set the stage for the digital revolution. Email is something we often take for granted. Yet, it was one of the first killer apps of the internet. In 1971, Ray Tomlinson, a computer engineer working on ARPANET, sent the first email. His choice of the @ symbol to separate the username from the computer name was a stroke of genius. It was a simple yet effective way to address messages in a networked system. The first email message, something banal like "Quertuop," not exactly a Shakespearean sonnet, but it marked the beginning of a new era. Email quickly caught on. Researchers and academics loved the ability to send messages quickly and easily. It was a game changer. No more waiting for snail mail or battling the limitations of the telephone. By the late 1970s, email was a staple of ARPANET. It had become a vital tool for collaboration and communication among researchers. The growing popularity of email demonstrated the potential of networked communication. As ARPANET grew, so did the need for a more universal and scalable system. The transition from ARPANET to the internet was not a single event, but a gradual evolution. It was driven by the need to connect more diverse networks and users. During the 1970s and 1980s, various networks began to emerge. Each had its protocols and standards, creating a patchwork of incompatible systems. The challenge was clear: how to make these disparate networks communicate as one. Enter Vint Cerf and Bob Kahn. These two computer scientists developed the TCP/IP protocol suite in the early 1970s. TCP/IP allowed different networks to connect and communicate, effectively creating an internetwork. This innovation was crucial in transforming ARPANET into the global internet. The adoption of TCP/IP on January 1st, 1983 is often considered the official birthday of the internet. From that point on, the internet began to grow exponentially. The invention of TCP/IP was a pivotal moment in the internet's history. TCP, or Transmission Control Protocol, ensured that data packets were delivered accurately. IP, or Internet Protocol, handled addressing and routing. Together, they formed the backbone of internet communication. The genius of TCP/IP lay in its simplicity and flexibility. It was designed to be robust, handling errors and ensuring data integrity. This was crucial for a system that had to operate over diverse and often unreliable networks. The implementation of TCP/IP was not without challenges. It required cooperation and coordination among various stakeholders. But the benefits were clear. TCP/IP provided a standard that everyone could use, breaking down barriers and enabling seamless communication. The adoption of TCP/IP marked the beginning of the modern internet. The internet was growing, but it needed a killer app to realize its full potential. Enter Tim Berners-Lee, a British computer scientist working at CERN. In 1989, Berners-Lee proposed the World Wide Web, a system for sharing information over the internet. His vision was to create a web of interlinked documents that anyone could access. Berners-Lee's innovation was the use of hypertext, a way to link documents together. He also developed HTML, Hypertext Markup Language, and HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, the foundational technologies of the web. The first website was launched in 1991, and it was a game changer. The World Wide Web made the internet accessible and user-friendly. Before the web, using the internet required technical expertise. The web changed that. It democratized information and made it easy for anyone to publish and share content. Tim Berners-Lee's contribution cannot be overstated. The World Wide Web transformed the internet from a tool for researchers into a global information and communication platform. With the World Wide Web came the need for browsers, the tools that allow us to navigate the web. The first web browser was developed by Tim Berners-Lee and was simply called World Wide Web. It was a breakthrough, but it wasn't until the creation of Mosaic in 1993 that the web truly took off. Mosaic, developed by Mark Andreessen and Eric Bina at the National Center for Supercomputing Applications, was the first browser to display images in line with text. This made the web visually appealing and user-friendly. Mosaic's success laid the groundwork for the commercial explosion of the internet. Following Mosaic, Netscape Navigator became the dominant browser in the mid-1990s. It was fast, reliable, and user-friendly, making the web accessible to millions. Browsers like Internet Explorer, developed by Microsoft, followed suit, leading to the browser wars of the late 1990s. The early internet experience was a wild frontier. Websites were basic, often created by hobbyists, yet the potential was clear. The mid to late 1990s saw the rise of the dot-com boom. The internet was no longer just a tool for academics and researchers, it was becoming a commercial powerhouse. Entrepreneurs and investors flocked to this new digital frontier, eager to stake their claims. Startups were popping up everywhere, promising to revolutionize everything from shopping to communication. Companies like Amazon, eBay, and Yahoo became household names. The stock market was on fire, with tech stocks reaching unprecedented heights. It was a time of optimism and excitement, with the internet seen as the future of business. However, the boom was followed by a bust. By the early 2000s, the dot-com bubble burst, leading to a market crash. Many companies went bankrupt, and investors lost billions. The fallout was severe, but it also paved the way for a more mature and sustainable internet economy. The dot-com boom was a period of both great innovation and great excess. Today, the internet is an indispensable part of our lives. It has transformed how we communicate, work, learn, and entertain ourselves. From social media to online shopping, the internet has reshaped every aspect of our society. The internet has democratized information. Knowledge that was once locked away in libraries and institutions is now available at our fingertips. it has also created new opportunities for learning, collaboration, and innovation. The gig economy, remote work, and online education are just a few examples of how the internet has changed the way we live. However, the internet is not without its challenges. Issues like privacy, security, and digital divide are pressing concerns. The internet has also given rise to misinformation and cyber threats. Reflecting on the internet's journey, it's clear that we've only just begun to tap its potential. As we move forward, it's up to us to ensure that the internet remains a force for good, connecting and empowering people across the globe.